What's up, guys? It's Corey here with Good Evening Tech, and today we are going to go over a quick video on how to write files in PHP. So the whole point of this is every time somebody refreshes the page, it'll log a timestamp into a text file. So things you'll need for this is an IDE, some form of Linux that is running Apache server. So I have right here, I'm on a Windows box, but I am using Windows subsystem for Linux, and I have my installation right here. So first thing I'm going to do is start up my Apache server. So sudo service apache 2 start. Make sure the server is starting, and from here I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to name it files, and I'm going to cd into files. And in here, I'm going to create an index.php. So I'm going to go over here, open up the index.php, and I am going to do a test, echo hi. Well, one of my dogs is jumping around. Then I'll go over here, run ifconfig, look at my local network address, and bring over my web page. Whoa, that's super big. As you can see, it says hi. So we're not really going to be using the web page for anything. I just want to test that and make sure that the server is actually running. So first thing we're going to do is go over here, and I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to name it file, and this is what we are going to name the file. I'm going to call it log.txt. Make sure it doesn't error out there. I'm going to do file contents equals file get contents. I'm going to name this file, and then I'm going to set this to true. So what's going on here, if we go over with our little helper, so the first thing we give it the string is the name of the file that we want to read, which is this log text. If it doesn't find a file, it should create it. What true does, let's see if it says it down here. Probably says it up there it is. Okay, to give it in a better way, when you set true here, it's telling PHP when you use this function, use the folder that is associated with this file. So in this index PHP with this set to true, it's going to save the file in the same folder. Now, in development, you probably don't want to do that. You want it to save somewhere else on there. You can set that to false or just leave it blank. It should default to false. If it'll show back up here. Yeah, it defaults to false, so you can just put the file name here, but it'll be the absolute path to that file. But what we'll do from here now is create some content. I'm going to do a file contents, and we're going to do an append. Remember, the dot equals is an appending to a string. We'll do user accessed the website at. I'm going to append a string here. And then I'm going to do date format, give it a new date time. When you give date time with nothing in there, it says for exactly right now on the server. Then I'm going to give it the full year, month, day, hour, minute, and seconds. Then I'm going to do a dot there, and then do double quotes so it recognizes the special characters, and then do a semicolon. I'll go down here. Now, this is file put, or is it put file? What's the name of this? File put contents. Oh, it's because I have a variable in front of it. File put contents. So the first thing is going to be the file name. We'll give it that file. The data will be the file contents, passing it to itself, so it appends the entire string to it, because when this writes, it'll clear out that whole file. So what this is doing up here, instead of removing the file, we're getting the content and we're adding to it. But once we do that, we are going to use a special variable inside of PHP. If you see all caps variables like this, that means it's a consonant. It's somewhere declared in PHP's actual library. So for this function, file use include path, it does the same thing as this. So it's going to use the same local path. What we'll do here is we'll write out just some filler text so we know it's working on the front end. And ooh, why is it being crazy? Oh, just use an escape character there. All right, so let's see if it works. So just to test this, all we have to do is go over here. It didn't work. So let's figure out why it didn't work. So thing about this function, if you look at it, when it returns, it only returns an integer if it worked, or it returns false if it didn't work. So what we can look at over here is I'm going to cd up a level and do LSL and see who owns that folder. So my user account owns it, and if you're familiar with how Linux works with Apache, Apache is called www.data or HTTPD. For this Ubuntu Linux, it is www.data. So what we can do is do sudo chown. Chown is change owner, and I'm going to change the owner to www.data. Put a colon there so it includes the group of www.data for files. Now let's do an LSL, make sure it took effect. All right, now let's see if this works. It worked. Perfect. So if you look over here, user accessed the website this time. As you can see, every single time they click it, it's going to let the server write to this file and let it know when that person logged it. So my server time's local to the time zone that I'm in, so that's what it'll go off of. It's not going to go off of the front end, but that's pretty much it. It shows you how basic PHP with all these helper functions can be used to write to a file. So if you like the video, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed everything, and have a great evening.